Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Now today I'm going to be doing a vinyl update video. So it has been quite a while since I last done one of these. It was back in July. So I've got quite a few records to show, and these are from all over. So there's some from like back in the summer, like when record stores were open, and there's a few online purchases. But yeah, I have certainly slowed down quite a bit with what I've been buying. Plus I've got an item off VCLT as well, which I will show first. So this guy, he's called Charles, messaged me, I think after watching one of my videos, basically saying I've got a copy of of this album which I could know that you're after, and the album was this. It's Talk's Colour of Spring, and when he said that he wanted to send me this for nothing, I was so grateful. I was like, what? I can give you money for it, but no, he insisted that he wanted to send it for free. So I was very grateful because it was an album which I really wanted to get. It's one I've seen a few times, but certainly since the death of Mark Hollis, I think it was last year he died. Talk's records have gone up in value quite a bit, and was eager to get a original one. So very grateful for Charles for getting me this. But then that wasn't it, because he then also chucked in a lot of other records as well, which I wasn't expecting. And he sent me a note as well, just saying that he was getting rid of his collection anyway, so it wasn't too much of a hardship for him to send me this stuff. But still, I was very, very, very grateful. So I will just show some of it now. So he said a couple of 7-inch singles. So staying with Talk, Life's What You Make It on a 7-inch there. This one of my favourite songs off the 80s, this, the Blue Niles, the Downtown Lights, absolutely beautiful song right there, just on a lovely 7-inch. And then this one is Stone Roses, What the World Is Waiting For, and Fool's Gold, a double A side there. So yeah, those were the 7-inch ones. Then he also sent me quite a few 12-inch sort of singles and EPs. So this first one is by Ride. This one came out in 1991, it says. It's from Creation Records, and I really like Ride, especially this early periods, the album from this era Nowhere is fantastic. And on this one you get 4 tracks, all of which I believe aren't actually on the first album. So yeah, a kind of exclusive EP there. There's this one which is the song Disappointed by Electronic. This is a promo one, Electronic of course, featuring Johnny Marr and Bernard Sumner, and this song features Neil Tennant of Pet Shop Boys on vocal. So get that, and then that's his note what he sent as well. And also this one as well, it's a band I don't know a lot about, but I know certainly off them. It's a Magazine. These were formed by Howard DeVito, I believe his name is. He was formerly in the Buzzcocks, and this is kind of a post-punk band. So this is a single of theirs called In the Dark. Oh no, it's called About the Weather, and I'm just reading the back there. So yeah, that's a Magazine from 1981 there. And then this was the last thing what Charles sent, which is Stone Roses 10-Story Love Song. Now this is actually quite rare. This is a 1994 12-inch single from their last album, their Second Coming. So yeah, this I'm again really, really, really grateful for Charles for sending me all those. Really wasn't expected. And yeah, it just shows you there are some really generous people out there in the world. But anyway, on to the stuff I got. I've got a sort of a CD DVD package here, which I can't remember where I found this one. But it's certainly, I think it used to be quite rare, but it's certainly it's gone down in price lately. It's Paul Weller, and it's Find the Torch, Burn the Plans live concert. It's the live concert, and then there's also a making of documentary for the album, which is Wake Up the Nation, what he was promoting, which while we're on the subject of that, has actually been remixed and reissued. Reissued lately. I haven't got a copy of it yet, but I might get the vinyl of that when that comes out. But this is really nice package. You've got a wee book and then some little postcards as well in there. So yeah, what's this? One DVD and a CD in this one. Okay, now we're going to show some new albums here from 2020. These, I probably will show again when I do my sort of best albums of the year video in December. But yeah, I will just quickly quickly rattle through these. First one was actually one which a guy like from this band. Well, I'll show it first. It's by like a guy who goes under the name Teenage Waitress. He's called Daniel Ash, like is like his real name, and he basically messaged me like on Instagram, just say like, I like your videos and like I've made an album, what I think you might like. So one day I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna listen to that album, like what like he's like mentioned, and I really loved it. I thought this was a great album. It's kind of like, it's got the kind of melodies like a Paul McCartney, but it's kind of got a kind of synth pop kind of flavour to it as well. It's really good, and it's on a sort of like nice sort of translucent sort of pinky purple vinyl there. You have to buy this like through the record label, which I believe is the label owned by Paul Weller's bassist. So yeah, everything's connected somehow now. Like Andy Croft's like record label, I believe, is what this was issued on. So yeah, Teenage Waitress, just really good album, certainly one worth checking out. Then I picked up this one, another new release. I really like this band's last album. I didn't buy it though, but like something like with this one, I thought, yeah, I'm gonna go out and get it. It's the DMA's album. It's called The Glow. This is very good. Probably my favourite song of the year is Silver. I think that's a great song. Certainly one of my songs of the year there. And it is just, yeah, it's quite a sort of consistent. It's kind of similar throughout sort of thing. They're not really like sort of changing the sound too much, but it is very good though. So yeah, the DMA's there and The Glow. Next one up now is one by Liam Gallagher. This is the MTV Unplugged album after the concert which he done last year, I believe. And this isn't the whole thing, unfortunately. I kind of thought it was the whole thing, like when like I was sort of buying it, but then I seen the track list and I was like, oh, there's only like 10 songs on here. So I'm a bit disappointed that it's not the full concert, but it probably is the best of the concert, you know, like he's, like some might say on there, like Now That I Found You's great, Stand By Me, Sad Song. So yeah, a few of the ones which he doesn't normally do. So yeah, that's Liam Gallagher Unplugged. Another new album here. This one, I'm not sure how I heard of this band. It was probably through my friend James Lobburn, like over like in Texas. But it's by a band called Rolling Blackout CF. And this is called Sideways to New Italy. And this is very good. This is kind of like guitar sort of indie rock, like kind of thing. But yeah, I really liked it. It was one I sort of tried. Like on Spotify, and then thought, you know what, this is really good, really worth picking up, and it's quite cheap, like on Amazon here as well. My favourite song of there is, I would say, Cameo. Like, is a good song to check out, like if you want to get a flavour of this album. And then last off the new releases is this one, which is Blossoms, and this is a kind of like old school kind of twofer sort of thing, like where you get sort of two albums in one. So one disc is called In Isolation, which is like during like the first lockdown, like they basically recorded a lot of things like over Zoom, with like the band, and also some guest stars as well. So they do a great version of Paperback Writer, and there's a great version of Tame Impala's The Less I Know The Better, and then also some of their own tracks as well. And then the other vinyl is live at Stockport Plaza Theatre, which was I think done back in January when the album came out, and it is basically just the full Foolish Loving Spaces album, like done live, like very well. And this was the bundle I got, so it also came with this sort of signed like insert, and then also this lovely signed photograph as well. So yeah, love a bit of Blossoms, and I picked that one up too. And this next one was a reissue, what came out earlier this year. I'm not sure like if it was maybe for one of like the record store days or something. But it is the Charlatans' second album called Between the 10th and 11th. And yeah, a solid album here, not quite as good as Some Friendly for me, but this, as I said, is a reissue, and on the it's a 2 LP reissue, and on the other disc is called Live at Chicago Metro there, so a little live album as well. And I believe this is on a clear vinyl, if I'm not mistaken. There's in the sleeve just a picture of the band. And yes, it is sort of like clear, sort of cloudy clear vinyl there. So yeah, that's the Charlatans. Next few up now are from actual record stores. So the first few are from a place in Bolton called X Records. These I bought way back in probably like July, like or August, like when like you were sort of like allowed to travel and sort of like visit family and that. So yeah, like these ones these ones go like way back. So I got a couple of singles, 7-inch singles. This one was £1. You can't argue with that. it's a Squeeze, and this is That Love. And this has, again, an exclusive B-side with a song called Trust, which isn't on the East Side Story album, so that's very nice there. And this one now was a bit more pricey for the single. I think I paid £8 for this, which I wouldn't normally do for a 7-inch single, but this is quite a special one. It's XTC, Sergeant Rock Is Going to Help Me. And what makes this one special is it is the fold-out one, so it's kind of like, it basically just sort of makes a big poster. If I just get the vinyl out, there, like that's what that looks like. On the B-side of it is, what's on the back of this? Living Through Another Cuba and Generals and Majors, I think, live version there. But what makes this special is it's kind of got the full sort of comic strip thing, just trying to turn it around the right way there. So it's really smart, this, for the song Sergeant Rock's Gonna Help Me. A little bit like on, like, it's not too rare, this, like, but it was certainly something like which I've never seen before. And then on the other side is a really nice poster of XTC there. Like, if this was sort of like not what the single like was packaged in, like, I would probably want to put this up like on my my wall, like, somewhere. I think it's a cracking poster, that, and then of course the artwork like on the other side. So yeah, this one, yeah, very glad to pick it up. This one now is a Aztec Camera EP. Got this one quite cheap. It is for the song The Crying Scene, which is on their, I think it might be their last album, or certainly one of the last albums, which I forget the name of it. But this is a really good song, and yeah, nice artwork on it there. And yeah, B-sides wise on this, you get 3 B-sides, which again aren't on the album at all. So that is Aztec Camera. This next album, again, I think was quite cheap, and it's because I got the single for a song on it. It's called Broken Land. I really like that song, so I thought I would get this album when I seen it. It's by a band called The Adventurers. It's called The Sea of Love. And yeah, kind of 80s album. This 1988. This one came out. It's on Elektra Records, and again, rather good. Sort of like 80s, like kind of like indie pop there. So now a Scottish band. We have Deacon Blue. This is their second album. It's called When the World Knows Your Name. This is probably their most popular album. I've got Raintown, which I don't know, like maybe that one's like more popular, but this one's got the massive hit on it, Real Gone Kid, which is a great song. And then yeah, there's like a few other tracks as well. And I probably need to give this one a bit more time because I'm not too familiar with it yet, so I think I'll leave that one aside and play it once I'm done filming. Next one now is a House Martins 12-inch single. I've almost got them all. I think I've got one more I need to get, which is Flag Day, because I've now got a copy of Me and the Farmer, and this is a cracking single. The B-sides of this are amazing. He Will Find You Out is a great song, kind of heavier sort of sound for the House Martins, but really fantastic. Step Outside is a lovely acoustic song, and then I Bit My Lip is, again, just really catchy, top quality songwriting there from Paul Heaton. So yeah, that's the House Martins, Me and the Farmer. Another 12-inch single now. This one is by the Charlatans. It's The Only One I Know. Maybe their most popular song. Certainly like it like sort of kicked off like the compilation, like which like I first bought like off theirs. And yeah, this fantastic 12-inch single here. Again, a couple of non-album B-sides on the back of it. And the last one from the Bolton shop was this album, kind of staple like in every record collection. I think it should be The Pretenders, the singles. And yeah, what a great sort of like compilation this is. Basically like every song's like a winner like on here, basically just the singles, right from sort of like early stuff like Stop Your Sobbing and Brass in Pocket, right through to like Don't Get Me Wrong, and like sort of like that sort of like 1986 album, which again I forget like what it's called. So yeah, Pretenders, and this one I believe comes with the poster, I want to say. So it feels like there's something else in here which I can show. Yeah, what's this here? Yeah, nice poster there by the look of it. Next 3, I believe, were from a Glasgow record shop, one sort of in this kind of Kelvin Grove, Kelvin Bridge area. Forget the name I got off like the shop though. I bought 3 things there. So first one is a Lloyd Cole single for the song She's a Girl and I'm a Man from his Don't Get Weird on Me Babe album. And the B-side to this is a song called Weird on Me, which is a strange case of probably like the title track like of an album not actually being on the album. It was instead put as the B-side to this one. So yeah, nice 7-inch there. Next one was this David Bowie one. This was kind of just like an impulse buy. I didn't really need to get this because the only thing like on the B side is a live version of Modern Love. But yeah, really nice cover though. And again, I think it was only a couple of quid there. So yeah, nice David Bowie one. And last thing from that shop was this, which I believe is an original. I'm not 100% sure, like if it is, but it was only, I think it was maybe about £15, so a bit for the 12-inch single. But still, like, quite a collectible one though. It's a Joy Division, and this is the song Transmission. So I will just show the vinyl to this one because it is like one of the more interesting ones. Great song, not on either of their albums, so kind of like you need this to sort of complete like the Joy Division collection. Can't remember what sort of condition this was in. I don't think it was pristine, but it was certainly passable there. Yeah, Joy Division Transmission. And as far as I know, this is an original. I tried to look on Discogs and try and find the right version, but it certainly seemed to me to be like a original pressing because it kind of it's got this like embossment like on the cover there as well. So yeah, that's Joy Division and Transmission. Okay, next three now we're taken from an Edinburgh record shop. These ones I think I got them in the Oxfam shop in Stockbridge. So yeah, like not the most exciting things here, but still like worth showing. So I got another Aztec Camera 10-inch here. This one is for Somewhere in My Heart, the alternate mix. So again, a very different version from what you get on the actual album, and then a couple of live B-sides, I believe, down the dip, and the cover of the Van Halen song Jump there as well. So that's Aztec Camera. Got this one, which is electronic, another electronic one for Getting the Message, and this is a B-side called Free Will, which isn't a great song, I'm not gonna lie, but certainly Getting the Message, a fantastic single from 1990. And this next one was an album which, or like more like an artist, like in general, like who, like I've heard quite a few people in the VC talking about. I'm sure Richard McCook's like mentioned him like on a few occasions, and he's often compared to Elvis Costello, who, like as you know, is one of my favourites. I love his early work especially. So when I seen this album again, I think like a 5, I thought, you know what, I think I will give it a try. It's Graham Parker, and this is the album called Squeezing Out Sparks. So this one came out in 1979, so really in that sort of like that kind of peak, like sort of like new wave, like sort of like post-punk like kind of era. A lot of great albums came out from around this time, and probably for me is one of my favourite eras in music. So like I did definitely really enjoy this album. Just did a plain back in the sleeve, and the record is on a rather funky Vertigo Records label there. So yeah, that's Graham Parker and the Rumour on this one, Squeezing Out Sparks. Okay, next two now are from a record fair which I went to. I can't remember where it was. I think it was in Dunfermline, this one. And this first one, yeah, I was amazed at how cheap like the guy was selling it for. There was a bit of damage to it, but certainly like nothing like noticeable really. It's a copy of the Beatles Anthology 3, and he wanted £15 for this. £15. And I mean, normally like, I wouldn't buy this thing. I don't really need it. I've got all the CDs. I'm not really going to play it too often, but for £15, 3 LP set, I was like, you know what, I'm going to have to take it. I mean, you've got a lot of like fantastic, like, so like, it's most sort of demos and like alternate takes like on here, but like I said, this is Anthology 3, so starts with sort of like White Album outtakes, and then sort of does like the Let It Be sessions and the Abbey Road and that. So yeah, it was something like what, yeah, I couldn't resist getting this, and lovely packaging as well, sort of notes about every song, lots of nice pictures there as well. So yeah, I had to pick this one up like for that price. So yeah, Anthology 3. Next one up, I didn't even know this had been released on vinyl at all actually. It's a Paul Simon one called The Complete Unplugged here, and I'm not actually even sure if this is a bootleg like or anything. It's on this Big Car Records label, which I've never heard of, so it's possibly a bootleg this, but then like the weird thing was like I seen it like in like HMV like a few weeks later, so it's kind of like, well, it mustn't be like a bootleg then like if they're stocking it. But basically what this is kind of like I said, as it says like on the tin, just a complete recording like off like his unplugged performance from the early 90s. And like when I say it's complete, it's basically just the whole thing, like, so there are sort of like stopping and starting. So for instance there's a kind of the track The Coast, they have to like attempt that quite a few times there, and then also on the last side as well, before they get like the right take of it, and there's a lot of like chatting like with like the audience and stuff like, and like stuff like on it, like as well. So yeah, quite a like enjoyable listen. Like it's very much like a live album. This, you know, they've not sort of touched like anything up like on it at all. So yeah, Paul Simon's unplugged performance there. Okay, and now last things from an actual record shop. These were bought in a CC Records in Edinburgh. Shortly after, I think it was the first Record Store Day drop, what happened back in September. Like I said, Record Store Day was very different sort of this year, like sort of spaced out like over like about 3 months. So really, like, it wasn't a great list either. Like, so like I wasn't sort of like rushing out to get like anything sort of thing. So these I think I bought maybe say 4 to 5 days after the actual like event. Well, actually, to say, like, to be fair, like only one of them is a Record Store Day item, and it's this one. It's Morrissey, and it's what's on here called Honey, You Know Where to Find Me. And then like 2 other B-sides as well, and I believe this is sort of outtakes from the Southpaw Grammar session, so way back in 1995. I mean, I would love to see a vinyl reissue of that, because I do actually rather like that album. Like, but this is kind of like the best like what's been put out. So it's a single side. This side doesn't play at all, but all the music there, just 3 tracks on a rather nice sort of picture disc there. So yeah, that's Morrissey. Then it also picks up these ones here. So this band I'm kind of just discovering sort of thing. Like, and I think that they are really, really, really great. They are a Teenage Fan Club, and I got their album Grand Prix here. Fantastic record this. I love the songs. About You is yeah, fantastic. Sparky's Dream is great. Don't Look Back. Yeah, it's just, there's a lot of great stuff like on this album. I think it also comes with a 7-inch as well, like if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, like there's a whole lot in here. Yeah, we 7-inch there as well, and then the vinyl, and there's a download code as well there too. So yeah, a great record here. 1995 this one came out. And then this one also bought at the same time is I've now got a complete House of Love albums collection on vinyl. I mean, they've only got like the 5 albums like on vinyl, like, so that wasn't too difficult. But this is She Paints Words in Red. This is from, I believe, 2013 it came out, so quite a recent one. Like, they reunited sometime in the early 2000s, and this is a solid album. I mean, it's never going to be anywhere near as good as, say, the first one, or even like the Butterfly album. And I think Babe Rainbow's also exquisite. So this is probably, like, all in all, maybe like their second worst album, but it's still great though. And like, yeah, really nice artwork on it too. This is it says it's an indie exclusive one as well, and it's on a nice sort of white vinyl there. So yeah, the House of Love, fantastic band, and like would really like to go and see them live actually, like if like they ever do tour like the UK again. Okay, we're nearly done. I've got a few online purchases now to show. First one was a band which again my friend James Lobban really likes and recommended that I check out, and I got this quite cheap like on Discogs. It's by Delamitri, and it's called Waking Hours, and this is a great album here. Again, one I've not spent too much time with, but like when I played it I did really enjoy it. It's from 1990, and yeah, like I said, bought it online. I can't remember if it comes with a inner sleeve like or anything. Yeah, just like a wee sort of like lyric sleeve there. So yeah, Delamitri. Okay, next one now is quite an interesting one. This was Callum Rhodes who showed this in a video. I believe it was a contest entry to someone, and like the way he described it, I thought, right, I'm gonna really like this. And like again, like listened to one of their albums, and I thought, yeah, fantastic, I'm gonna get this. And this was such great value for money. It was on Amazon for like, I think, £30, and basically it's by a band called Close Lobsters, and this is yeah, basically all the stuff they made between 1986 and 1989. I mean, if you're a fan of the Smiths or kind of anything in that sort of ilk, you will really, really, really like this stuff. And yeah, this is a 3 LP box set sort of thing. So you get 3 albums. Well, you get 2 albums, like as far like as I can see. So you get one called Foxhead Stalks This Land. Strange title, but amazing album. They're really, really, really fantastic stuff there. And then they made another album slightly later on called Headache Rhetoric there. Again, strange titles, but really great music though. And then this is a singles collection. They must have put out a lot of singles and B-sides and whatnot, so these are all collected on this here. So yeah, kind of like almost sort of like complete collection already. That's like 25 quid like for this, like on Amazon. You can't go wrong there. So yeah, Close Lobsters, and yeah, again, just have to thank Callum for recommending it. Next up now, a fairly recent album. This one I think came out 2012. It's by Field Music. Again, a band I think are really underrated. They deserve a lot more attention, a lot more praise than they get. This is a great record. It's maybe not for me quite as good as Common Time or Measure, but it is very good. It's very short, snappy songs like on this album. I mean, you can see that it's just packed full of tracks, but just like on a single vinyl. So it's not a long album either. It's not sort of like the long songs sort of packed in. Very short songs, but really good. And again, I love the artwork to this as well. So yeah, that's Plum by Field Music. Okay, now we're on to the last two. So the first of those is this one, Blur. This is their first album, Leisure. Again, been getting into Blur quite a bit, like over the last few months or so. And yeah, this is a quite a solid album. I think it's one which does often get panned. Like it wasn't a big seller like upon release, kind of like it is very sort of similar to the kind of Stone Roses and Manchester kind of sound, which by the time it came out, I think in 91 or 92, that sound was kind of old hat. Like, so like it didn't do too well, this album for them, but I think there are some great songs in it. I love She's So High, There's No Other Way, and Sing, I think is really, really, really beautiful. So yeah, Leisure there by Blur. And last one, there's nothing sort of like too rare, like also like Grail worthy to show. So I just thought I would finish with a David Bowie album, which I picked up. Reality here, one what I was missing. And again, I'm a bit hit and miss like with later period Bowie, but this is an album which I did really enjoy. It's from 2003, so this was the last one he made before he basically just sort of disappeared like off the face of the earth, like for about 10 years before he made The Next Day. So this, yeah,